Hey guys, good morning. Welcome back to our channel, the Eaton Squad. My name is Addie. So for today's video, let's talk about the preparation you really need to do before traveling to the Philippines. How do you prepare for your trip to the Philippines? Aside from the documentations that the Philippine government require to each and every travelers to the Philippines, we have 10 on the list. Details coming right up. So I know in every video that we upload on YouTube, we always talk about the different requirements that the Philippine government requires for every travelers to the Philippines. But we've never really discussed how do you guys prepare for your trip to the Philippines. I have listed 10 things that I really think that would help you guys prepare for your trip to the Philippines. I know there are some points on this 10 list that some of you will not agree, and I respect that, but these are the things that I know those travelers need to prepare. As for me, I am a traveler and I have experienced this pre-pandemic time, even pandemic time. So I hope this can help you guys out, especially to those who are flying to the Philippines for the first time. So our first on the list is know the latest travel restrictions. Very important. Before you fly to a particular country, not just the Philippines, if you are traveling abroad, make sure to know the latest travel restrictions to a particular country. For this video, let's use the Philippines since we are doing Philippine travel updates. So you can go through the different government agencies, legit government agencies or website to find out what's the latest travel updates to the Philippines. Or here we are, the Eaton Squad. We do travel updates and we will make sure that you guys only get the facts and legit information on what's going on in the Philippines when it comes to travel restriction. The second point is comply with all the requirements. Of course, if you are not complying with it, then you will not be allowed to enter the Philippines. So make sure to know what are the requirements of a particular category. For example, if you are flying as a Filipino citizen coming from abroad, going to the Philippines, what's my requirements? If you are a foreign national who wants to visit the Philippines for vacation, what will be my requirements? So it's very important. We also upload that in our channel. We always update that as the Philippine government posts new updates on what are the requirements that they require on a particular period, if they have removed a particular requirement or if they have added a particular requirement. You can check that in our channel for the latest requirements. Number 3, best to print all documents, just like One Health Pass, travel insurance, COVID-19 test, because this is what I've heard from majority of travelers to the Philippines, that they have a very smooth trip to the Philippines or smooth flight or process in the Philippines when all your documents are printed. So make sure to keep that in mind. If you guys have time to print your documentations, the requirements of the Philippine government before you are allowed entry into the Philippines, please print it out. You can also have digital copies as your backup, so it wouldn't hurt if you have as many copies as you want, but the printed copies always help the process go smoothly. Our fourth one is have patience. With the pandemic, we are dealing with the new normal, especially in the travel industry. If we are used to just hopping on the plane, deplaning, go out and mingle with our family without even thinking about the safety of others or wearing face masks and all that social distancing, it's not the case anymore, because we have to be a little bit more cautious in our surroundings because we are dealing with COVID-19. So patience is a must when you are traveling to the Philippines, especially the long queues online, the processing, the checking in, long lines at the airport, delays on your baggage and stuff like that. So you have to have that patience with you when you travel to the Philippines this time. It may sound funny to others, but you can really use that attitude when you travel to the Philippines. Number 5, be ready for the worst case scenario. So, not everything is going to be smooth. Not everything is going to be a cakewalk. But there are some scenarios that you can encounter. For example, you went to the airport and your flight is canceled. So, you have to be prepared for it. Either you are going to rebook your flight or ask for a refund, because if your flight is canceled, that means your negative COVID-19 test is going to be invalid also. So, if you decide to proceed with your trip, rebooking your trip, then you know that you are going to have to redo your negative COVID-19 test. So, be ready for the worst case scenario. Like the saying goes, prepare for the worst, expect for the best. So, it wouldn't hurt if you guys will be ready. Number 6, this is very important also, very crucial. Bring money. So, if you guys are flying to the Philippines, especially if you are coming from the US, not just from the US, from other countries as well. For some reason, the Philippines do not, it's not like they're not accepting, but if you are trying to exchange your foreign bill, for example, your US dollar bill, it has to be new, crisp dollar bills, or else you will not get the full rate of your money. So, it has to be new, it's not crumpled, it's not folded, and all that. Because if your currency is crumpled up, folded, then the rate of that money is going to decrease. So, to those who are flying to the Philippines for the first time, make sure you have crisp, new $100 bill, or if you're coming from Europe or Japan, always have the new crisp dollar bills, whatever your currency is in your country. Number 7, get vaccinated. So, I respect those who doesn't want to get the shots for COVID-19. I fully respect that, because that is your right, that is your freedom. But as for right now, the Philippine government is not really allowing foreign nationals who are unvaccinated to enter the Philippines. So, if you guys are one of those, you will have to wait a little bit to when the Philippines is going to open up for unvaccinated. The only citizens who can enter the Philippines unvaccinated are Filipino citizens and dual citizens. They will have to go through quarantine on that. There are consequences that you have to deal with if you are unvaccinated. So, but like I said, to those who doesn't really want to get the shots, I respect you on that. I respect your freedom. That is your own right. That is your own body, and you can decide whatever you want to do with it. But sometimes it comes with consequences, especially during the pandemic time. Number 8, make sure that your baggage is within the weight limit. So for international flights, usually it's 2 check-in bags, 50 pounds each, then 15 pounds, sometimes 10 pounds for carry-on. So make sure you guys are within the limit. If you guys don't have plans in paying for your excess luggage, it's quite expensive when you have an excess luggage, because usually they will charge you $100 for it. So make sure to weigh them in before you head to the airport and stuff, and make sure to check your airline's luggage policy, because airlines also have different luggage policies. So if you're flying with Philippine Airlines, check with their luggage policies. If you're flying with Japan Airlines, check with them, ANA, Delta. So check with the airlines what are their luggage policies on international flights. Number 9, know your restricted items. So not all you can bring to the Philippines. There are restricted items that are not allowed in the aircraft. So make sure to know all that. It should be listed on the website of your airline. So check the restricted items, especially the liquid. They only allow certain quantities or types of liquid bottles or whatever you guys are bringing. Make sure to check with that before you guys put it in your bag. Like I said, you can find all that information at the airline's website. Then number 10. I know there are some of you is not going to agree on this, and I know probably some of you is not going to like this number 10 statement, but whether you like it or not, it's happening everywhere, not just in the Philippines, but it's also happening in other countries. So number 10, make sure to check your ego at the door. So if you're coming to a foreign country, don't feel so entitled. Don't feel so high and mighty because you're a visitor, in my opinion. Know the culture of the country that you are going to. That way you know how to mingle with the citizens over there, the people over there, just like the Philippines. So I've seen a lot of foreigners, not just Americans. I mean foreigners here in Jensen especially. Actually, just the other day when me and my husband were dining in a restaurant, there was this one guy who was screaming up top his lungs, "Where's my change? Where's my card?" It's kind of like he owns the restaurant. Like, dude, can you please speak politely or respectfully to the staff of that restaurant? That's what I'm saying about check your ego at the door, because there are just other foreigners who feels entitled that they think they own everything wherever they are. The best thing to do is be nice. If you feel threatened or you feel disrespected, then by all means defend yourself, but you don't need to be rude if you don't have to be. Like they always say, if you can't say anything good, shut your mouth. So I hope this 10 list will help you guys prepare for your trip to the Philippines or everywhere, because you can also apply this 10 list that we just discussed, especially to those who are flying to the Philippines for the first time. I hope this will help you guys out to be well prepared and not so nervous flying to the Philippines for the first time. And to those who have flown several times to the Philippines, if you guys can add more on the list, I would really appreciate it. Please comment it down below so we can share it with our community. Based on your experience, what are the list of things that you think they should prepare when they travel to the Philippines? So this is our quick travel update for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, concerns, or inquiries with regards to this video or in any of our travel related video, please comment it down below and I will try to get back to you guys as soon as I can. Or you can direct message me on our Facebook page, same handle, the Eaton Squad. Again, guys, thank you so much for the continued support and trust to our channel, the Eaton Squad. I hope to see you on our next travel update. Stay safe, stay healthy, and God bless everyone. Bye.